We're 22 minutes away from the 10 o'clock mark on this Saturday night. It's Open Mind. I'm Bill Jenkins. Ho is with me of Heidi Ho Enterprises, talking about the crystals, or UFOs, or just things metaphysical. And we're talking to Verda. Hi, Verda.
Hello. I'm fascinated. I have been listening to KABC ever since they went talk years ago.
Well, good for you.
I've never heard this show before.
Where have you been, Verda? It's only been on the air since 1979.
I thought I knew everything about KABC.
See,
but tell me, what are crystals? Where do you get them? What is this?
All right, go for it.
Okay, what are crystals? Crystals are a life form in the mineral kingdom. When Bill started off this evening mentioning that crystals are alive, I thought that was marvelous, because that is one of the most important things to me. Crystals are a life form and need to be treated as such. And they grow in the mineral kingdom. The whole planet is made out of crystals. It's the building block of life, or minerals. Every time you exhale, you breathe crystals. You exhale crystals. And we've been using them to try and help balance out imbalance, both in man and the planet. That's a general answer to your question about what they are. As far as where you can get them, nowadays you can get them in a lot of different places. A lot of bookstores have them. The metaphysical New Age bookstores and centers have them. And we will be having a very, very large display of crystals. In fact, it'll be the largest display of crystals ever on any tour that we've ever sponsored. And we are simply presenting this to listeners of Open Mind. It has not been advertised to anyone except to them. And we're going to have some free lectures and some pictures of the crystal skulls to look at, and a whole bunch of things, and we'll talk about that in the next hour in detail.
Well, I'll continue to listen because I'm fascinated.
Stay with it.
Well, I'm fascinated, Verda, that you've missed this show all these years.
So am I. I can't believe it.
Well, now you know to stay up on Saturday night.
Thank you.
What have you been doing on Saturday night, Verda?
Go to sleep, mostly.
Oh.
Early to bed, early to rise.
Well, not on Saturday night, hon.
I'll try not to from now on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. She's cute. Okay, Linda, you're on.
Yeah, I would like to ask your guest a question. He referred to using crystals for reprogramming in the alpha state. And I would like to hear him talk about that, and I'll hang up and listen on the radio.
Well, you can stay on the air. Stay with us, because I'll answer it generally.
Okay.
And then if you have a more specific question, I'll take that too. We have found two things happen when a person holds a quartz crystal for a few moments. The first is that they begin to relax, and that's very good for chiropractors, people who do massage, because the person begins to relax and that level of resistance is gone. The other thing that happens is that the brainwave pattern goes from beta, which is your normal wake state level, into alpha. And that is where all the reprogramming takes place. That's the level of, that's the first state of hypnosis. It's the lightest level of sleep. It's the level where you can begin to reprogram the mind. And from there, we work in two different areas. One that I simply call reprogramming, which deals with old habits. I'll tell you a story about that in a second. And the other, which is more of the psychic type of work. And I think that if there's a line between them, it's very thin, but some people see a very major line between them, so that's how we break it down. And just as an example of some of the kind of work that's been done, I'll take a story that Dale tells us about a young lady that actually wasn't so young. She was in her 60s. And she had been bitten by a dog when she was very young, and she was very frightened of dogs. And so, using a crystal technique that we have, we went inside the crystal with her, and we reprogrammed the way she responded to dogs. We changed the way she remembered that thing happening. We didn't change the facts of it, you understand. What we changed was the way she emotionally responded. Now, we assume when we work on one-to-one with somebody that it's going to take 3 or 4 times before we're going to really get some sort of a change. But in this case, what happened is they walked out of the building, and as fate would have it, there was a huge Doberman running up and down the street without a leash. And almost as if this dog knew her, he ran up to her, jumped up on his hind legs, put the 2 front legs on this lady's shoulders, and everyone there thought this lady was going to pass out. She leaned down, pet the dog on the head, and it was over. That was all there was. She was fine. Now, not everybody gets that quicker result, But most people can do the exercises because they are very simple, and all you have to do is relax the mind. The crystal is a big help in that way.
Is there a particular crystal that is used for this kind of programming?
Not necessarily. There are certainly crystals that might be better for some individuals than others, depending on a half a dozen different factors. But the large clear points really are fine for this kind of work. And we find that if people are attracted to something else, there's usually a good reason for it. The different colors have different properties, work in different areas, and get different responses. So if somebody is pulled towards a different color, let's say a pink color, we can pretty much determine that they have a need for some emotional type of work, as opposed to, say, if they pick one of the mental stones, which would be the citrine or the lapis.
Okay.
But again, we're speaking very generally now, because everybody is a different individual, and everybody has different responses to different things.
Very good.
Okay, does that help you now, Linda?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Thank you very much for checking in with us here.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
do
Linda.
believe that we have to backtrack here a little bit.
Okay.
In the commercial that we ran for our good friends over at Alexandria 2 bookstore,
Mm-hmm.
we evidently had the wrong date on your appearance over there. You're going to be on Friday, right?
We're going to be there Friday doing a class on... Okay, we're going to be there Friday doing a class on psychic development using crystals.
I think I said Saturday on the commercial.
And I think you said Saturday. It's definitely Friday
Definitely
at 7:30.
Friday. And they are at Rosemead and Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena.
Marvelous store. People should go down and look at not only their crystals and books, but we'll have our supply down there, and we'll be doing the presentation.
They're very good friends of ours. They've been with us on this show since they opened, and I'm delighted that they're a part of it. So Master Ho will be there Friday, not Saturday.
Right, Friday.
And Victoria, Ralph, I'm sorry we got it wrong, but we've corrected it here, okay? We'll be back to our callers. We'll be talking about crystals with Ho. I'm Bill Jenkins on Talk Radio 79.